Okay. We get progress. All right. Let's do this thing. So like I said, I think we're gonna not do the face that's straight on or the 3/4 view. Today I just want to focus on the features of the profile. There's a couple cool ones in this book. There's like a female face. This is a male face in terms of giving us the standard. Then there's a child's face. And then there's a drawing of there's like a whole bunch of presidents. I can't remember which one it is, but I think there's a Washington, which I don't think is straightforward. Well, we'll look it up. Anyway, oh my God, Stacy's still in the waiting room. Oh, she must have gotten bumped off. Who knows? But I'm just gonna walk us through this one kind of slow. And I did this with some of the younger kids, and I lost them in some places because it's like a little bit. It's not complicated. It's just like you just got to like stick with the program for like 12 minutes or 15 minutes, and then it was just like a little bit too long. All right, and then we'll see where we go. I actually have a fun exercise that I want to do at the end too, which is like way more creative and less technical. And I was gonna warm up with it, but I think we should like start really strong with the technical stuff and then ease off the rest of the class with something a little bit more head in the clouds, if you will. Okay. So let me move this down here. Oh yeah, that feels so good. Yes. I love it when it gets in focus. So good. All right. So just for our purposes, let's start with a square. And my face is going to start, obviously. I mean, I always make mine a little bit bigger. So I've been lately on the Zoom, I've been prepping for making my drawings larger. And it's been the best thing ever. Okay, so I just did these 4 dots. We're going to draw point to point. You could use a ruler, like it's not essential. This is kind of an eyeball, no pun intended. You can just freehand this one, but try to make it as close to a square as possible. This is just to get the student oriented with general placement of like where, and you can always use this. It's like just a general placement. Okay, but let's get the grid on there. So we're going to do the dotted line from corner to corner. And the lesson that I taught this morning, it actually didn't get very far, but we're going to do it next week again. And it uses a stained glass window. And because of the panes of the glass, glass can only be so big. And they were kind of designed in rectangles. And so there's this super complex design, but it was broken down into like 16 different rectangles. So like you just had to do what was inside each square, and then the whole thing would come together. So it's almost like using a grid method, like blocking out, a drawing or a piece of paper, and then just doing what's inside the squares. It's a little bit of a cheat, but this one wasn't quite of a cheat because it was, it's like had to do with how the art piece was put together because it was made of glass. Okay, so if you guys want, if you want to write down the terms, you can. I don't feel like you don't necessarily need to, but there's certain parts that you have to include, and you have to know where they are in a portrait. So this was the halfway mark, by the way, this dotted line, and then I think the dotted line below that I think is the halfway mark. Ooh, I'm not making it halfway. Maybe I'll make it a little bit higher. See what happens. Maybe he'll have a little bit of a stronger chin. Oh, by the way, girls, next week there is no class. I wonder if there's another class you could join. You know what you should do? You probably might not be able to do it. Do you guys have school next? Do you guys have school next Thursday? I'm sure you do. Did you have school today?
Yeah.
You did. Okay, for Veterans Day. I didn't know if you had off. I know the banks were closed. So next week, if you guys can, I don't know if you have a phone, Kaya, you might have a phone. If you logged onto the Zoom, I'm planning on teaching my morning class that goes from 9:30 to 11:30. I'm planning on teaching it from the Louvre, like the actual museum. I'm flying to Paris on this business trip, and I'm going to try and time it so I have class at the Louvre. The problem is it's it's 5 hours difference. So like if we were to teach this class at 4:30, it'd basically be at 9:30 at night, so it wouldn't happen. So I'll be in the Louvre at 3:30 Paris time, but it'll be 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 or 2:30? Yeah, it would be 2:30 Paris time, 9:30 American time. So if you think about it, next Thursday, I'll be doing a live stream from the Louvre. So that should be sweet.
Very, just totally jelly. Okay.
You're gonna be on the call too.
Well, it's funny that you say that. I was just at my parents' house and we were talking about that. About the morning class from the Louvre. And
it'd be awesome.
It would be phenomenal. But I think that my dad said that you might have to have gotten permission for that many months ago. I said, I don't know, but we shall see. Hopefully, it'll happen.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just kind of do it on the DL. Like,
yeah.
like really on the DL. And the worst case scenario, I'll just go to the cafe. I'll take a bunch of photos. And then go to the cafe. I'll email the photos, sketch them, So I think something will happen. And I might have to just get on the phone, be on the call with my mask on, and I'll be like, listen, they don't know I'm recording, so I'm just going to show you these awesome. Ooh, I could do headphones.
Right.
That's the way to go. I'll have Okay, good. That was good. That was a good brainstorm. All right, ladies, let's place some of these important things. So generally speaking, when we're starting portraits, as you know, we're going to start with the keystone, and that angles in, and then we're going to go from the keystone. It's going to transition into the bridge of the nose. And on this diagram, the bridge of the nose does come outside of the rectangle. Next form is the ball of the nose, which is the rounded front that curls under into the septum. So we're using like super simple explanations for what we know are very complex elements. We're just using singular marks, but even the singular mark, is very definitive. So this little parentheses, sideways parentheses is the nostril. This sideways parentheses is the nostril flare. That base of the nose is loosely, halfway down from the center. The keystone, we come in from that, and we're going to hit basically where the socket begins. So the socket is sunken a little bit. And then in from there, he doesn't give this to us. This is George Bridgman, by the way. Let me give him a shout out. Bridgman, I believe. I'll change it. And it's George Bridgman. He was from the Art Students League of New York. Really good art teacher, painfully average artist. Great teacher, kind of like someone we know. Does really good jobs at demonstrating concepts about how to go about tackling faces and figures and folds and hands and everything under the sun. He has really good books that are very accessible and widely available, widely printed, and very inexpensive. So if you're ever in the art store and you see, a George Bridgman book, pick it up. It's good. It's cheap, and there's just these little nuggets, these little golden nuggets of like art wisdom. Anyway,
is he oh so humble?
I don't know. I've never met the guy. There's another funny character who's from the Art Students League. His name's he's an anatomy teacher. What's his name? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I'm blanking on his name right now. Robert Beverly Hale. He's an anatomy teacher. So if you want to learn anatomy, go to Robert Beverly Hale. He's got a number of really good books. Ones that he analyzes master drawings. Other is just, you know, an actual artistic anatomy book, which is different than medical anatomy. Both worked at the same space. Robert Beverly Hale lived long enough to, like, in the 1950s, and was significant enough that they started recording his classes. And that, I think, on YouTube, there are close to 24 hours of videotaped lectures in the 1950s, in this big open hall where he draws on a chalkboard. He has like 6 chalkboards that are huge, and he draws with you know, this piece of chalk at the end of a long stick. And he's like,
Oh, wow.
super old man, like chain smoking cigarettes, like drawing with this like 5 foot long stick. It's just something to see. It's just like something that they don't make, you know, professors like Robert Beverly Hale anymore.
Yeah.
So those are both so Bridgman and Robert Beverly Hale both came out Art Students League, great resources, even still today. And to the point where, like, they're kind of like foundational, you know, art school essentials. If you have any inclination of going to art school, you know, those 2 people are kind of VIPs for first and second year. Okay, so I did the keystone, then I did the inside of the eye socket, which is this angle here. And then George doesn't give us the tear duct, but I'm going to put the tear duct in there. He does give us, like, kind of squinty eyes, but as we know, as you probably drawn other portraits, you can kind of make the upper lid and the lower lid. I think it looks like a piece of pizza. You can put the semicircle of the eye in there. You can even put a pupil, you know, make it look more human than he's got it. And then we'll take the fold that's above that eyelid, and we'll wrap that sausage, that brow ridge, back down into the keystone. He has a different angle. His is more of an S curve, and I like that. It's elegant. We can go with that. Whatever. He doesn't actually draw the brow, but you could add eyebrows to it. You can add anything to this if you want. These are just things that you have to include when you're sketching a portrait. There's plenty of more things that you can include. This is just the shorthand. Okay, so let's, in our typical fashion, we go from keystone to the corner of the eye, go from keystone down to the nose, then from the septum, which goes up into the kind of sort of into the nostril from this angle, we're going to do a concavity for the philtrum. That's a parentheses swelling in, and then we're going to get an arrow for the upper lip and the lower lip. One angled towards the ground, the upper lip angled towards the ground, the lower lip angled up higher, and then where the lips touch, we're going to do a little S curve into the teardrop corner of the mouth. All right, we're getting dangerously close to the bottom of our picture here. So I'm going to go easy on the lower lip, and then I'm going to go easy on from lip to chin. There is a transition from that lower lip to chin. It can be a variety of sizes. I've seen it 2 inches. I've seen it 0, like the lip actually hangs over and touches the top of the chin. You can have no space in there, actually. This is a male figure, so I'm going to build the chin out of out of some straight lines, give them a little bit more like, a little more geometry, straight line geometry. Okay, so we can also add, I think, a little bit of a bump at the forehead there, a little brow ridge before we get into the parietal eminence, which is the forehead. It swells down, and then we're going to get the bangs kind of where this forehead meets the first 45-degree angle. So depending on the size of your original rectangle or the original square is going to determine how successful the rest of the face is. I don't know why my whole face feels a lot smaller. For some reason, I can't put my finger on it, but we'll see how it goes. But it looks like it's a small face. So where like if I were to fill out the rest of the head, it might be enormous. So maybe, yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe my eyes.
Yeah, mine is squished.
I think maybe the eye is too big and the nose is too big, so now it like squishes the face and the chin. I don't know. Think about this cube or the square in terms of a clock. So you have 12 o'clock, you have 3 o'clock, you have 6 o'clock at the bottom. We just went from basically 10 o'clock all the way down to 7 o'clock. We just did this left side of the box. So the one I was mentioning to the kids, there's two clear planes that are like helpful to find. One is the top of the head. And if you imagine like balancing something like a beanbag or a bottle or something interesting like on the top of your head, an apple, there is a little bit of a flat plane up there. And then if you're sleeping on the back of your head, there's a little bit of a back plane there as well. So he doesn't give it straight vertical, it's a little bit of an angle to it. And then we can link up, draw this skull, going from the forehead and the hairline, up to that top plane of the skull, the back of the skull kind of cascading down into that the flat plane of the base of the cranium, and then it cuts under, and this undercut is called the occipital bone. It's actually really beautiful. And there's like two orbs on either side of the spinal cord, and then that neck is going to kind of be a concavity transitioning from the bone into the basically muscles and spine. It's a tough little read, from this profile view. Are you looking at the muscle of the trapezius, or is it just like the bone structure of the spinal cord? It's hard to say. So we can go with that. So that's good. We went like basically all the way around, and now we have to get up into the ear. So there's two ways of kind of going through the ear. If you go to the ear through the eye, you can get the angle of the temples, and you can get the curvature of the cheekbone. That will lead us back towards that middle. You can also go through the chin, where you get the base of the chin, the angle of the jaw. It hits the elbow, and then the elbow meaning like the significant angle change from the base of the chin up to the back of the chin, where if you press on it, it actually is like really painful. So actually a pressure point at the back, and you can touch it, and there's like back there you've got your I think your either tonsils, adenoids. You have some kind of gland that if you get sick, they can swell up, and they're really sensitive. I'm so sensitive behind the back of that jaw. Amazing. And then the earlobe. But before we do the earlobe, I want to start at the very center and build the helix up, across, and then back down. And then that helix can then turn into the earlobe. It was this drawing. Oh, Mr. Messick is in the house. It was this drawing that made me realize that I think the question mark might be derivative of an actual ear. I think the question mark is, I think the symbol of the question mark is in fact the ear. Mr. Messick, can you hear me?
Talk right now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Cool. So
Hi, Mr. Messick.
you came in a little bit late, but we're still doing the warm up. Do you want me to do a quick review? I don't know. Let me attempt to catch you up. The key, Mr. Messick, is to draw a square. And then through that square, we will then divide it corner to corner on a dotted line, and then halfway on a dotted line, and then take the bottom quarter excuse me, the bottom half, and turn it into quarters. And if you sketch it small, your life will be easier. And then we began this adventure with the keystone just inside and just above the, well, I guess it's right in the middle of that horizontal. And then we built the nose through the bridge into the ball. And we're just noting kind of like the most important elements of the picture. There's the nostril hole, nostril flare. And there's the parentheses convexity from the septum into the philtrum. And that philtrum gives us the angle of the upper lip and the lower lip together. They're sealed and they kind of create an arrow like pointing in. Out of the tip of that arrow, you get where the two lips are touching. Teardrop corner of the mouth. I mean, I didn't do this in my other one, but you could kind of shade the skin on the lips a little bit. Not that the lips are lighter or darker. I mean, it really depends on makeup. It depends on all kinds of things. It's just the skin of the lips in every person is different than the skin of the face. And just by changing the tone acknowledges that there is that that inherent difference between the nature of the skin. We go from this lip down into the chin, and each time I did this again. I don't know how. I think I keep making the nose longer or something, too long. But then the lip into the chin. And now we're completed.
Yeah,
completed down to the bottom. What's that, Stace?
I've made my my philtrum too long because his nose is pretty long in this picture.
Well, the funny thing is that you're not really ever wrong. It's just the person just looks like the example or doesn't look like the example. Da Vinci does all kinds of fun games where he'll pull the chin out really far. You know, he'll push the forehead back really low. You know, you can get all kinds of distortions. And then Mr. Messick, honestly, where the next move we did was the from the keystone, we echoed that angle at the point of the eye socket, just another line. And then that along that halfway mark, we put a triangle for the tear duct. I'm going to do a piece of pizza for the upper eyelid, lower eyelid. And put an oval in that eye. The fold of the eyelid helps us follow the sausage back into the brow ridge. And I didn't do this in the other one either, but perhaps a lot of that brow ridge could be shaded. We can even shade underneath the nose, maybe the base of the chin. A lot more dimension that way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I changed that. It's so much better.
Good.
Yeah. I'm much happier with that.
There's a little bump of the muscle on the forehead before you get into the actual parietal eminence, which is the actual curve of the hairless forehead. I say hairless because as the forehead starts to turn back up to the plane that's on the very top of the head, that's where the hairline is. You call it the widow's peak, which is where the bangs begin. So in terms of being oriented in our square, I put a flat top for the top of the head. I put kind of an angled flat back for the back of the head. And then I'm just going to use two other lines to link them up. The proportions of this character look a little bit better, I think, than my first one. And then the underplane of the base of the skull is called the occipital bone. And if you think about like a skull cap or like a really tight hat, you can actually see it snug underneath there. The bowl of the bottom of the base of the skull, then that transitions into the neck. Nice.
Oh, and that is also in line with the jawline. Oh my God. Or what is this line? The jawline. Oh my gosh. That's like a light bulb just went off.
You mean where?
The base of the skull,
Yes. There's one
okay, is in line on a horizontal with the jawline. Like keep extending that down and to your left.
Yeah, this one.
No, the one that you had above it, the base of the skull.
Mhm.
Yeah, now extend it straight down
mean-
to your left. No, down, straight down.
And this line.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, that's a good one.
Now I see it where that really belongs. Oh my goodness.
Art breakthrough's the best.
I get it now.
That's
Kinda.
that's what you call an aha moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brayden, just to reiterate, we did chin, we did this elbow, the baseline of the jaw, and then it angles up towards the ear. And we're trying to get to this heel. And I think that's right about where you came in. I dropped this down. Yeah. And that's where you came in. I'm just going to finish the ear. I did the helix starting basically at the center. The helix is the question mark curve, and then that angles into the earlobe, which is the dot at the base of the question mark. The little indicator above that is the tragus, and then there's a mark for the antitragus, and then there's a little curve shape for the kind of the bowl of the inside of the ear. There's a little kind of bowl in there. Sometimes grease gets in there, sometimes water gets in there. You can, it's a good thing to keep nice and clean. All right, so the things that, and that's it. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. The last thing we need to do is this chin and the jaw are different than the double chin. And no matter how fit you are, there's still skin and a mass underneath your jawline that hangs down below before you get to the neck. So, if you're overweight, you store fat here and it swells up. But it doesn't matter. It's just an anatomical characteristic. The double chin gets a bad rap because it's generally, refers to somebody who may be, more overweight or whatever. That's just our culture, whatever you're going to say about it. It's still an anatomical piece that you have to include, and if you don't include it, a lot of times it's not visible from straight forward. It's always visible in profile. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, I'll just use this one, girls. This is fresh content, by the way. I think that it's worth it to get the characteristics of hair. Right now, he's kind of bald. You have the bangs, and then you have the temple hair, and then that temple hair transitions into sideburns, and then there's hair on the side of the head that then turns into some lettuce back here. And then, there's hair that's on the rest of the skull that takes on different properties, but I'm really looking, this artist attempts to indicate, George Bridgman attempts to show that there's a hairline. He's just not that clear about it. So, the bangs come up and then they transition into the temple hair, and then the temple hair transitions into the sideburns. And then the temple hair goes behind the ear, and then there's hair at the base of the neck, underneath the cranium. If you have long hair in the back, that parietal, the occipital bone, the undercut is not really visible. That is hidden by by like longer hair. Okay, let's see what I did down up on this one. So we got the helix, which is the curving question mark into the earlobe. The tragus is indicated near the near where the ear canal is, and then there's the indication of the bowl. We know that there's a Y shape in there, but that's too small. We'll do the bangs, the temple hair into the sideburns. That sideburn runs down behind the ear, concludes at the base of the neck underneath the occipital bone. I'm going to add the double chin, and then that transitions into the esophagus, Adam's apple. Also, things not featured. Sternocleidomastoid is this big muscle that attaches to the clavicle. And then the trapezius is the muscle that's behind that. So you have some neck muscles that extend and attach to the clavicle and the scapula in the back. But this is the irony about neck muscles. When you look at somebody straight forward, most of the jaw and clothing covers up the neck. So you barely see any of the neck from straight forward. So it becomes very confusing. When you see the neck from the side view, you get two counter directions. The main direction is the angle of the neck, which goes from the shoulders and protrudes forward, hanging the whole head forward in front of the sternum and the torso here. Sorry, this is the sternum. So the face is way far in front. So that's the main thrust of the neck, is up and forward. Now there's a counter angle, which is this long muscle called sternocleidomastoid, which tilts your head from side to side. And this stretching muscle is a counter diagonal to the form thrust of the neck and the sternocleidomastoid. They make like an X, they like crisscross. So you have two directions, two very important vectors, two very important directions in the same, countering each other in the same mass, in the same form. It makes necks very, very confusing. So from the side view, the neck shoots forward, it also shoots back. And from the front view, you can't see it go in either direction because it's straightforward. It almost feels like it's not going forward or back because it's hidden so much. It took me so long to understand why necks weren't registering, and it's because they're is it an oxymoron, or it's not counterintuitive? It's just they're conflicting, or what is it when they're an anomaly? It's like, how can a form be angled backwards and angled forwards at the same time? It just depends on the part that you're observing. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that intel. So the neck shoots back. This is the esophagus. Those videos where they show you like ingesting the medicine. The esophagus does run this way, but the first rib runs up this way, and it gets you to the pit of the neck, and then the clavicle runs up this way. The sternum runs that way. This is the sternocleidomastoid. The angles, attaches to the base of the skull, and can move from side to side. This is the trapezius, which is back here, super strong. And and usually all these directions that I put in here, most of them are almost never visible because there's a collar that cuts in front of it, and there's hair that comes down and hides it. Do you guys hear the puppy?
Yeah.
I love this thing. Rough. Definitely, puppies definitely liven up your life. All right, that's good. How'd everybody do on these? This is very generic. It's not an actual person. Let's see if we can get a person. All right, sorry. Stacy, I apologize. I did not give it to you at all.
No, you didn't, but that's okay. Can I see everybody's work? Is that, if I'm able to on this end? Let's see.
Yeah, do you guys, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe just, let's see what you got. Or, I mean, Julia, if you have 30 drawings of faces, I'd love to see them. Anybody want to show? Anybody want to show? Mr. Yeah,
I'll show. I'm in the dark on an envelope,
Mr. Messick,
so I'm not sure.
did I go too fast, or are you having like a minor meltdown because you came in the middle? I don't know. Anybody else want to show or speak? I guess not.
May I see yours again, Trevor?
It's up there.
It is.
Did I stop the share?
It could be my phone because I'm not on my, whoop, that was wrong.
I
On
have.
my computer. Hey, JF, Julia, I like your font. Trevor, let's see. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
I got it. Thank you.
you take this one too. I think this one might be better.
Yeah, hold on one sec, please. Okay, yeah, I like that one.
How many pictures do you have in your camera roll, Stacy?
Oh my gosh, I can't begin to tell you. And you know what I finally realized that I could do? The ones that I take and send to Trevor, hello, I can delete the ones that I take instead of having doubles of everything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, how smart am I?
brilliant.
So the answer is many, many, many. Gosh, only knows. Julia, I know you don't want to show, but can you tell me how many faces you've done?
Oh no, I've only done one. Liam show. My brother was talking. I didn't know you asked to show.
I was talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, my brother was speaking. I did one.
Nice. That rocks.
My
All
time
right,
for one.
hold on. Julia, you're always too fast for me. And I'm on my phone, so hold tight. Let me see if that'll even show up. Say hello, Julia.
Hello.
Okay, maybe that's it, that I have to have you speak. Then it goes to, all right, one more time. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I know I did speak. Kaya, how'd you do? Are you still working on it?
I can show.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have an intermission because I have to go wrap my.
Oh, Kaya. Hold on, Kaya.
It worked.
Nice.
I knew it was gonna work.
Yeah, these are great.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you. Should I give you two options or just one? Maybe I'll give you two options. So I have to go down. I have to go down and wrap my my ribs. So I'm gonna be gone for like 7 minutes. And I'm gonna give you two things that you can draw. And I think,
Uh-oh.
yes, I know. It's gonna be freaking awesome. He's so cute. Okay. Wait, can I? No, I think I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can.
Maybe I should start drawing on envelopes in the dark more often because or maybe I just can't really see what I've drawn because I like what I've drawn.
Okay. All right, party people. Here's the transition element. You can either draw what you see in the clouds. By the way, I was sitting outside at the outside near the grill, and the clouds were phenom. And I was seeing all kinds of stuff. I saw a deer, like a prancing deer. I saw I don't want to say all the things I've seen. This was one of the good ones. Anyway, so I want you guys to not draw the cloud, but I want you to draw an imaginary creature that you see in the cloud. Or I may have given it away. I didn't give anything away. Just draw anything you see inspired by the cloud. And then or you draw the boy. Which would also be, which is actually kind of funny looking. And then I'll come back and we'll finish. Does that sound good?
Go.
And mark, set, go.
Go.
I'm actually jealous because I want to draw this cloud. I have not drawn this cloud.
Well, I gotta say, I don't know that I could draw the clouds in the dark in the car. Might be able to get away with the face, or might not be. I thought I was under a light, but I guess I'm not. My hand is creating shadows. That's my problem. I sound like I'm talking to myself. I am.
Not completely.
Okay. I appreciate that. It feels like Friday to me. I almost said, does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? But I guess everybody can have plans, even though it's Thursday. Okay. Well, it's a lot easier when Trevor is walking me through this. That's for sure. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Poor little boy I'm drawing. I just gave him like the chin the size of an adult. And I was wondering why he looked a little odd. I must want to really age the poor boy, or maybe it was that I really aged the man we just did. And this is not a grandson, but his son. A little weird. So, are you all thinking of an animal as you're drawing the clouds, or just drawing the clouds?
I drew an animal.
Okay. Did you draw an animal in the cloud?
I just drew the animal and it looks like the cloud.
Got it. I feel like I'm drawing by candlelight and my poor little candle just keeps moving. Oh my. Kaya, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. How you coming along?
Nicely.
Good, good, good. Well, mine definitely is starting to look like a little boy, and not like, well, it looks like a little girl, but not like a 40-year-old person. So I'm happy about that. Oh my gosh, this looks so much like a girl. Well. So the last time I drew a person, a portrait, I asked Trevor what he thought about it. And he said, well, yeah, it looks human. I was like, thanks. It was pretty funny. Wonder what's making it look like a boy. That might help me know.
Probably the chin or the lips.
The chin, you think?
Maybe.
Okay, I can go back and look at that chin. The hair was definitely wrong. All right, I changed the chin and made it more angular. That helps. Yeah, that helps. Yeah.
Oh no, Mr. Messick. Whew. You guys, those ribs look so good. I wish I could have you. Maybe we'll have a maybe we'll have like a Mitchell School cookout. What do you think, Stace? Stacy still here? Did Stacy leave? Oh my
She's
God.
coming back.
Oh, she is. Did you guys get very far on the cloud design? Because I think I might try the cloud design if you don't mind. Mr. Messick, I had to go remove these. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I had to leave to go turn my ribs, and we did an interim, which was like draw an imaginary creature that you see in the clouds. And this is an actual photo of the clouds. And then after this, we're going to do Abraham Lincoln. 5:33. All right, I'm gonna spend 7 minutes on this. I have a feeling that that the girls at least, I know, I'm sorry, Mr. Messick, you were out of the room. I think did you get bumped off? Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I'm actually in the car right now. The car is parked, so it's not like bumping around or anything, but I had to get in the car. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Um,
Oh, I was muted. Can anyone hear me?
we can hear you now, Stace.
Good. So, ladies, may I see yours thus far?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hold on, I don't want to be influenced.
Well,
Okay.
close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Look, I won't actually. I will hide it. I will hide it. You're hidden, so
Turn your head.
you can show freely.
Julia, is yours up and I don't see it?
My camera's on.
Okay, hold
I see
on.
it. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Oh, hi, Mr. Messick is here. Hold on, Julia, I don't see it at all. So
Oh, okay.
bear with me, please. I promise I'll let you know as soon as I do. There's your name.
There it is.
There's your rectangle is in green. I recognize that chuckle anywhere I would. Julia. Trevor, don't peek.
No, I can't. Everybody's camera is muted.
Oh, is mine muted?
No, I mean I muted it, so I can't see anybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Julia, I have your triangle right here. What am I doing wrong? Bear with me just a moment, please. Background filter, minimize. That doesn't do it. Julia, can you please, and Kaya and Mr. Messick, could you please take pictures and send to Mr. Twist?
Okay.
I say
Thank
that
you so much.
everyone sends them.
I'm sorry.
No one sends them though.
I know you all are saying yes, but you
This time
lie.
I swear.
You
It's
lie.
what is? It's kind of like when you. Well, I do the same thing. It's like once the class is over, it's like, all right, I'm on to the next thing.
Does this look like a boy or a girl?
What?
Can you see this?
No, I can't see anybody.
Oh,
Should
okay.
I? Should I look? Should I just look?
Yeah. You can't see it.
I muted everything. Did you photograph my face? I feel like I was making a
I
face. It's hard to. It kind of is hard to draw. I'm drawing not on my drawing. What am I doing? Why don't I just draw regular? I was going off the screen like it mattered. Definitely doesn't matter.
Can you see this, Trevor?
I think you understand what mute means.
Can you hear me now?
I don't see anybody. Oh, I get it now. You're making fun.
Can anyone see this drawing?
God, Stacey, are you being?
I can see it.
We can
Oh,
see
Does it look
except for
like
Mr. Trevor.
a boy or a girl?
I say it looks like a boy.
I think
I would agree.
Like a boy.
Yes, because that's definitely a man.
is it your son? Is it Morg?
No, but it was a woman. The little boy was a girl forever.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, Julia told me to change the chin. I changed everything. And I can't get anyone's pictures. Oh, Trevor,
What?
I have you up here. Can you move your hand? It's causing a. I got it. Ha 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 ha, and lives by the sea. Do you know that song?
Yeah, Puff Magic Dragon.
Yeah.
I saw that performed live by Peter, Paul, and Mary
Wow.
in Chautauqua.
Well, I can't see anyone else.
All right. Yeah. Well, no one else is showing. I would be up now that I'm finished. There's nothing that can influence this except for the better. I was still in like the design phase. I was still like thinking, what is it? But now I feel good. Julia, will you show yours again so I can see it?
Yes.
Oh, Julia, I see you now.
Oh, yay.
All right. Okay, be very still.
Looks like a
Be
llama.
still, my child.
It is a lava.
The lamb is the best. I love the llama. Fun.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
You can't see it?
I got it. I got the llama.
Yay.
Yes. It's a lovely llama.
It really is. It's a nice,
Thank you.
It's a solid
Yes.
sketch.
You're welcome. Kaya,
Yeah,
would
Kyle,
you like to share?
you're up for it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Mine looks like a Simpsons character. I don't. Why does my dragon look like a Simpsons dragon? I don't really like to draw dragons that much, but he seems very regal to me. Or not regal, just goofy. I guess his pose might be more. There's something really the matter with his legs, though. Okay, so this next piece will make, I think, everybody happy because there's like a hard there's a hard version and then there's an easy version, and I think the easy version is going to look better no matter what. So we're going to do that one. It's tried and true. It'll put to test a little bit of what we did today, plus a little ground for interpretation. And it's okay. So I'm 1 minute.
I need to bid everyone adieu. If you all will have some happiness for me in this drawing. I cannot take pictures if I am not present. And I know you will not send them to Mr. Twist. So
Did you get a screenshot of this one?
It'll happen, I swear.
Did you get
thank you, Julia.
Stacy?
Did I take a picture of the dragon?
Yeah.
I did, but I don't know that it was complete. Is yours complete?
I mean, it's as complete as it's gonna be.
I can try to get it on the screen. Is it on the screen now?
Yes. It is.
I have mine done. It's just like
One more
silly.
improvement.
And Mr. Messick, I don't even have you in the rectangle.
Oh no.
I know.
It's
No.
terrible. It's a catastrophe.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Shall I share it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, maybe it will appear.
Got it.
Trevor's is not. There you are.
Hello. I got like the goofiest thing ever
Hey.
here. This is
Yeah,
my
definitely.
little.
Automobile. Hold on, let me.
Freeze.
I can't see it. I think I got it. I think I'm gonna get it.
I cannot see
I
it. Well,
I really kind of took like a spin off of Julia's llama, but then I kind of just made it more goofy.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
I took
my God,
advantage of like the big
mouth.
mouth.
I see the mouth now. Oh my gosh, that's great.
I
see.
can see the mouth, but it's not clear for my viewing. That's why I would really, freeze.
It's so good. And the back,
Oh, yes.
that wing.
Wow. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Well done. Yeah. All right, Trevor, let me try to get yours.
Danger.
Is it up?
No, there will be in 1 second. I don't think I moved anything.
Okay.
I hope.
Okay. Okay. Don't move. Got it. Thank you.
Was my finger in it or was it okay? I
Um,
can't believe these puppies. I can't believe we have a puppy in the house. I can't believe I agreed.
got
to
it.
Okay. Let's try old Abe. So this is, oh, we could do George. George Washington does not look good. But Abe does. Okay. So
Everyone
this is the one we're not
have a
drawing.
great evening.
That's the one we're not drawing.
Trevor, everybody have a great evening.
Okay.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Mr. Twist.
You're welcome. So this is how to do Abe Lincoln. There's his nose. There's his eye. There's his look, his mouth and chin. We might do this next week, but let's just do this one though. This is the one. Are there more? No, that's the only two. The George Washington doesn't even look like George Washington. There's the George Washington one. It looks like some kind of crazy pirate. But Abe looks like Abe. Okay, let me zoom in. It's too far. That's not far enough. Wait, that's as low as it goes. That's low as we go. All right. What if I should lift it up? I shall. And perfection. The only advice I would give is maybe try to make the you can't make the stovetop hat too small. It's almost straight. Okay, this is straight on mine. Now this is straight on yours. I'm gonna lift this up. Oh yeah. Are we recording? I guess we've been recording this whole time, haven't we? Goodness gracious. Yeah. All right. So I have a brush pen, so I might actually ink this one. So I got a lot riding on this in terms of accuracy and credibility. My gosh, our whole nation's history might rest on my portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, I'm going to start with the eyebrows, which are very aggressive. Wow, it's an aggressive eyebrow. And then it seems to make like a little, a very flat, a strange keystone. Actually, maybe that's not the keystone. Maybe the brown and the keystone meet And this is the angle of the bone of the skull. And then after that bone ends, it hits a sharp angle for the bridge of the nose. Wow, that's what it is. And then the ball of the nose comes out. And Abe's, I didn't think Abe's nose was as pointy, but maybe it is. And we'll get the stern upper lip, well, stern philtrum, thin upper lip, and then the lower lip comes down and steeply overhangs. That is like one of, I think, the most defining characteristic of Abe Lincoln is this very small, but like his lip overhangs, and then it turns into the like kind of a massive chin, but then and on top of the massive chin, it's got a goatee. I'm going big. Cuts under. And then we have his little, I guess it's a Victorian era, Civil War era bow tie, which I think was like more of like a knot, or not even a knot, just like an actual, more of like a ribbon or a bow than it was like an actual bow tie. Oh, crap. I'm a little nervous about whether I'm going to be able to fit. So if I did what Stacy did, where I do the jawline and it angles up to the ear, I'm not going to have enough room. Forehead, brim of the hat, and then stovetop's too high. I just drew too big. I don't mind the silhouette. I have to redo it. There are worse things in this life. Okay, eyebrows. That's where I went wrong. I made the eyebrows too big. Oh, by the way, Julia, do you remember what time I went down to do the ribs? Was it like, I think it was 5:30? Maybe 5:20, might be 5:15. Teeny eyebrows, angle of the nose, pointy. Stern upper lip, weak, a stern philtrum, weak upper lip, overhanging lower lip, massive chin. That's pointy. Underneath, necktie. Front of his chest. So when if somebody refers to a portrait bust or a sculpture bust, they're talking about basically the back and the front of the torso, but not the arms. So usually this is like almost a suit jacket. Imagine like if you had like a blazer on and you just cut the sculpture off at where the arm started in the jacket. It's from the shoulders up. I mean, it does dip down a little bit further, but that's what. So this is like an actual. It's almost like George is sketching a sculpture of Lincoln. It probably is actually. All right. There's the brow, very thin, the brow eyebrows, and then there's a very thin forehead. And then I'm going to do the brim of the hat. It looks like there's like a little ribbon. I don't know if this is true, but I think a lot of times that hats have a little bit of a like a decorative silken band around where the hat part meets the brim. And I think I see that notch right there. So I'm just going to play that up a little bit. The stovetop hat, seen from the right angle, would look, I guess it would look a little bit rounded at the top. I think they kind of overdid the roundness, but who knows? I'm not going to do the back of the hat. I'm going to go through Lincoln's head. So I'm going to do the jawline and estimate where that jawline might be. And then I get the earlobe, and then the helix. So these would be bangs, this would be temple, this would be sideburns. We know he had, epic sideburns. I'm actually going to cover over all of this stuff, but I just want to make sure that my orientation of my ear, and I know Lincoln did have big ears. So jawline lines up with the occipital bone, which is here. So then I can get the back of the neck. So that places that. And then the neck disappears in this little L shape for the collar. Holy crap. Nice, Mr. Messick. Wow. Great work. If you had even your finger or like a rolled up piece of paper, you could even blend that out and just like soften all the mark making that's happening there. You don't have to. You can actually even do it with like the pencil tip itself can actually blend a little bit. Okay, so as I put the occipital bone back here, it looks like he's got some fluffy, he's got some, something like hair in the back there. I can't show it to you, but his hairline in real life is different. Not real life, but the more realism drawing of it is different. So his hair comes down and meets with the collar, like covers the neck basically. There's not this raw neck here. Anywho, and then we'll do the other side of the, if you imagine the stovetop hat brim would come across. So you're allowed to use internal structure just because you're drawing the silhouette, but you don't have to either. I mean, you could just focus on the silhouette. And then I'll come up that band on the side and maybe I'll play up the hat a little bit. The guy was already so tall already and so lean that style of hat felt natural to him because his proportions, he was basically, think about his proportions, he was very narrow and then very tall. And the hat kind of just echoed the direction of his body, I think, a little bit. All right. Now this is just a coloring exercise. Just because you're coloring doesn't mean you can't correct. I'm like really focused on the silhouette line generally, and then I'll fill in the middle. I probably should have done the front first, but man, those epic eyebrows. Veterans Day. What a good day to do Abe Lincoln. Preserve the Union. God, what an amazing thing. It's hard to even fathom. I decided not to study the Civil War until I have a child of my own. I feel like that's once you become a dad, you earn the right to actually dig in and learn the in-depth ins and outs of that conflict. I haven't quite earned it yet. It's so, I feel like my silhouette line is so delicate and so vulnerable right now. Yeah, I just messed up the hat. In my defense, my drawing is pretty small, but that stinks. So would I have to make the brim wider? So the question that I had earlier today is like, can you erase the pencil marks? And I think that, I mean, the answer is definitely yes. I guess the short answer would be yes. The long answer would be like eventually. I think I'm a little nervous about it might be so wet. I'm just trying to squint right now because the ink inside my drawing is so erratic, and I'm just trying to squint at it so that I might have to do a second coat maybe. It's an interesting challenge though. These old school silhouettes. Carol Walker has made them famous. Made them popular and revisioned them again in the last 20 years or so. In a contemporary art context. But it's kind of a classic art technique. And fun. I mean, it's nice to not have to worry about anything internally. I keep making that hat bigger and bigger. It's such a fail. Okay, dry. I think I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, people. This hat just keeps getting bigger and bigger. What are you gonna do? Maybe let's make his eyebrows bigger too. Should everything get larger? That looks like Abe. That looks like Abe Lincoln. I think it looks like Abe. I think mine looks like Abe. I feel like somebody would know that. They saw this independent. Hold on, let me cover it up. That look like Abraham Lincoln if you saw that just randomly on the street? I guess it's the hat that gives it away. Okay. That's your art. That's your art and around. That's the art for this week. So like I said, next week I'm gonna try. Oh, bet you that's what happened to this hair. I bet you he just kept trying to add and it just kept growing. Like I did on the front. I don't know. So if Mr. Masick, you missed it, but next week there will be no class at a regular time. It'll have to be, you have to try to clock in early in the morning for the adult class, or I'll just give you, I'll give you, I'm not going to charge you for next week no matter what. But I'm doing a special lesson from the Louvre on Thursday morning, God willing. I don't know what their filming policy is. I don't know what the internet accessibility is. So I'm going to try. So that'll be there. I'll probably post it, and then if not, then we'll pick up in 2 weeks. Anybody want to show if they had if anybody had a particularly successful drawing or a particularly epic fail drawing? I'm usually interested in those. I don't know what that says about me. I love greatness, and then I like valiant attempts. I think that's more like, it's not that it's a fail that's interesting. It's just the just any process of art making is fascinating to me. So even there's success even in one's failures, especially in art. So I'm going to try to eliminate my original pencil sketch, and I just really am hoping that the pen is dry. I waited a solid minute. This stuff dries generally pretty quick. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I mean, I'm not saying I copied his look very well, but like the ink looks good. And I would do this again. I mean, I would draw like this again, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, drawing this silhouette technique. That looks like Abe Lincoln. Mine looks more like Abe Lincoln than his looks like Abe Lincoln. I declare. Okay, last chance. It's 6:04. I gotta go check on my ribs.
I
Anybody
is
else have?
almost done with mine, but when I is done with mine, I would like to share.
Yes, good. Okay. Thank you for the proof of life.
I've got to go now, so thank you.
Can you show it? You can't show it?
I have 1 second. Let's see.
Three,
I do it.
2, 1, 0.
Ah, I gotta go.
Good day. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Well, that was a dramatic exit. Kaya, how's your silhouette going?
I didn't start. I'm still working on the cloud from before.
Okay, good. I was actually going to say that. I was like, I still haven't seen your cloud, and I'm frankly more interested in that. Did you want to see? Did you take a screenshot of the cloud, by the way?
No, I finished the sketch like while y'all were talking, but I decided to add color.
There's the cloud. Do you guys want to see some of the other clouds? If you're sitting here and you've got nothing else to do. I did that one. That one wasn't that good. That one I was like, I don't know. I didn't have a vision for this one. I feel like I could sit on it and find it. That one was kind of cool. Was this the deer? I think this was the prancing deer. No. Oh my goodness, there are my ribs. Do you guys want to watch a short video of me grilling? You probably don't. All my grill videos, I use a bad Southern accent.
I'll watch.
Okay, let me do it. I'll do the one that I'll play the one that I did for my sister. It's more complete, and it's like the first time I ever did it. It's more real.
I'll screen record it and use it as blackmail.
I mean, you pretty much could. You could, and you couldn't. I had no shame, so you couldn't really use it as blackmail. This is the this is the duck one. All right, let me see if I can get the screen. All right, this is the duck one. I have the rib one as well, but I'll play the duck one.
Hey Mel, good morning. I'm just getting my duck all in a row, doing myself a little honey
and soy sauce
on my duck. We're gonna be smoking duck this morning. Anyway, I hope you all doing good.
That's my Southern accent. All right, here's the next one.
All right, Mal, we're here with the Rec Tech. We got our bird on there. We're going at 325, the internal temperature 165 in the light meat and 175 in the dark meat. There she is. We got an apple, some citrus, and we're ready for some duck. We'll check back in a few minutes.
So mind you, this is the first time I've ever made a instructional video on my smoking meats. The best is when we have this I'll just play it.
Hey Mel, we're back. We got this bird up to 173 degrees. I'm trying to make it a little bit well done, but that bird is done. That duck is good. So, all right, I'm gonna get it off here in a second, and I'll let it rest for about 15 minutes. Now, the secret here was puncturing the skin with a little needle. I use a corn hole grip, and I punctured that skin so that fat, when it renders, has someplace to go. Sometimes when that meat It's too greasy.
I hope you're not screen recording.
So if you puncture that skin, you let that fat, render fat drain, have somewhere to go. The skin gets nice and crispy. Your meat is going to be nice and juicy. Let's go upstairs and try.
The funniest thing is that it's playing at like 4 FPS,
What's that mean?
like 4 frames per second. At
Oh,
least on my end.
Oh, is it stalling?
It's not stalling. It's just like, I don't know how you would describe.
Are you hearing it? Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it fine. I can.
It's
see
more
it
about
fine.
it's more about it's more about my accent.
That's funny too.
Now,
You can hear my dog panting.
For 15 minutes. Let's take a bite.
I never heard Bailey panting in the background.
Cutting through there. So juicy. Look at that. Cuts like butter.
Those look good though.
That's like butter.
I know Bailey wants to get a taste of this. Full of flavor.
And my head is cut off.
Skin's not crispy.
I just set it up. I set it up in the kitchen. I thought my face was in it, but it was not.
It was fit for a gourmet restaurant. I'll have a good day, Mal.
All right. Did you like that? I'm not hearing any applause.
It was interesting.
Thank you. It's my sidebar project. Southern
Wow, it was actually kind of cool.
Southern smoking meats. Oh, all right.
You have to show that. You have to show that to the Saturday class though in person.
Yeah, maybe I will. I will.
They have really good reactions to that kind of stuff.
They do. That's
If you remember the gourd.
I know. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about their reaction.
Yeah, that's okay.
They'll be fine.
All right, I'll show my.
Let's see them.
finished
Let's see
ish.
the designs. I'm gonna stop the share. I gave you plenty of extra time.
All right, I'm gonna call this my finished-ish project.
Finished-ish.
It's a new word.
I know. I feel like I understand the meaning. Ooh, and it's even framed. Yeah.
I don't know if you can. The lighting is really weird in here.
No, but it's good. I mean, no, but I mean, I like that there's a tonal background. It's nice. Like in not being so high contrast with like the black against the white. There's a kid named Miles who did a version. I did this for the younger kids too. Let me show you his, and he had a similar type of he framed it out. There he goes. Oh no, you can't see it. I can hold it up here. See how he put it in like an oval frame and like with a gray background? It just works. It just works better. I forgot to do that. Well, I was using the ink, but all right, Kaya, what you got?
Okay, so I already showed you the first one, right?
Kaya, the first portrait.
This was the cloud.
Whoa,
Down two. Wow.
that is like the
Lift up a little.
coolest thing ever.
So good.
Yeah.
I see you went for the mouth. I am
Yeah,
full support of that. That was amazing.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was great, y'all. All right, listen, if I don't see you next week, I'll see you in 2 weeks, okay? Keep the art going. Oh, and what, Mr. Messick, I will see you on Saturday. Is that what's going on?
No,
you're not-
actually, I'll be on a trip on Saturday.
Got it. Okay, well, I will see you then, not this Saturday, but the following, because I'll be back by the Saturday class. I won't miss it. I won't miss any Saturday classes.
Great.
Cool. All right, guys, talk to you later.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Sure, bye.